Davey D hanging out with you this afternoon. We are here, San Antonio, Texas, and there seems to be a protest going on down here in the middle of downtown. We got a young lady standing in front of us. What's your name?
Monica Garcia.
Monica, tell everybody what everybody's out here for. What's this about?
Well, we're here today demonstrating against Representative Ciro Rodriguez because he hasn't come out publicly against the border wall and he has been supporting the SAVE Act, which increases more detention centers and more funding for the border wall.
What exactly is the border wall for a lot of people watching? What is that about?
The border wall is basically a racist immigration reform that has been going on for several years against basically our people in the South. And what it does, it just creates divisions, and we call it the wall of death because thousands and thousands of people come across borders to sustain their families because the U.S. is responsible basically for a lot of the poverty that is currently happening in Mexico because of NAFTA.
This is a physical wall that they're building?
Yes, it's a physical wall that is being built along the border that basically is destroying a lot of, it has environmental impacts, which is basically destroying the natural habitat of that area. A lot of indigenous communities live along the border, and also their lands are being taken away by force by the government. And so to build this wall.
When you say indigenous people here in the U.S.?
In the U.S. side, yes. And
so like through eminent domain, they're taking their wall?
Yes, correct. And so a lot of that land is basically a lot of the natural resources, the animals that live in that habitat, the flower, the everything, that is there is going to be destroyed because of this wall. So we need to do something to stop it because it's not only an environmental impact, it's an economic impact, and it's a human impact because it's basically creating divisions and borders against our brothers and sisters in the South and not allowing people to migrate freely. We believe in open borders, and we believe in the fact that people have a right to migrate freely in order to be able to survive and sustain their families.
So what do you say to people? What do you say to people that are watching that go, you know what? There's too many Mexicans coming over the border. They're taking away our jobs. They're packing up our schools. They're causing crime. That's what they say. What do you say to those type of individuals?
That is all a myth, because if you really look at it, basically on the backs and the sweat of our Mexican counterparts from Mexico, Central and South America is the reason that the United States is sustaining itself. And most of the folks are building homes, and not being paid for their labor. So it's another form of slavery, and you really have to look at it and do your research because a lot of people that are coming from Mexico are getting paid less than they would be paying for somebody who is actually, should be paid to construct, a home or to go and work in the fields. And no, we are not taking jobs. That is a myth. That is something that is being imposed by the government in order to create divisions between black and brown.
The guy that's being protested here, his name is?
Ciro Rodriguez.
Is he Latino?
He is.
Why would he be going against the community, the people that are out here with the banners and walking? Why would him, being Latino, be for the wall?
Well, basically because it's all politics, and you and I would know that there is a lot of special interest or self-interest involved, and so we want to make him know that we the people in the community know what's happening, and that there is no interest when there's lives at stake, when there's children being imprisoned, when there's families being imprisoned, when there's a wall being built against, to separate people of color. And so we need to start taking an act and really making our congressmen, our representatives responsible for all these actions that our representatives are putting forth on the table and accepting these racist laws.
Last question. What do you think about Barack Obama running for president and him supporting that wall? Especially when he is considered himself to be the candidate of change.
Yeah.
And also with John McCain, who says he really understands the plight of people who live on these border states.
I think that we do. We are in desperate need of change, but true change. A change that is actually, we need a change. We need a different form of government. And we need to make sure that our governments are for the benefit of the many, not of the few. And our laws are imposed for the benefit of the many, and not only of those with wealth, or who are not people of color. So right now there is a war. There is a war right now on all people of color, indigenous communities, African American communities, Latinos, everybody who is of color and is in this country is also, today it's us. Tomorrow it's going to be our Asian brothers and sisters. Our Haitian brothers and sisters are
Well, they already got
being
our
oppressed.
Asian brothers and sisters because a lot of people from East Asia are being deported as we speak.
So it's like, exactly, and a lot of people don't know that. They just put this whole migration and race is the only face that you see is a Mexicano or the brown race, you know, but it's actually Haitian communities are being oppressed, Asian communities are being oppressed, and that's what we need to look at, that when we choose our elected officials, we need to make sure that we choose someone with conscience and that they are actually doing something for the community, not just talking the talk, but actually walking the walk.
Let's go back to Barack Obama. A message to him? I mean, because he came down here.
Yes.
He won the majority of delegates at the end of the day in Texas. Did he win because he was supporting the wall, or did he not know? I mean, what's the deal?
He won because the people are ready for change. And that is, in a sense, something that he could offer, especially being a person of color and, in a sense, understanding the struggles that we go through everyday life in this society. And so I think that's why people are really looking forward. I mean, we got a new generation really going out to vote and really looking at it not as a matter of like race or color, but as really a voice for change. And I think that's why he won. And I think that he really needs to pay attention to the communities. He worked at the grassroots level. He knows what it is to be an organizer. And I think we should really remind him that being out there in the community is what it's about, and listening to people, and that's what it is. You know, we can't just ignore, you know, our people and things that people in our community are doing. We need to make sure that we have laws that are in place for everyone, not just for the few.
And what's that sign you got?
It says, bring down the wall.
Bring down the wall.
Yes.
And your name again for everybody?
Monica Garcia.
There you go, Monica. Thanks
Thank
a
you.
lot.